Welcome back to the Daily Factor. Let's go abroad now. On Tuesday, Israeli far-right nationalists took part in a flag-waving march throughout occupied East Jerusalem that risks reigniting tensions with Palestinians and pose an early challenge for Israel's new government. Of course, there is a new prime minister in Naftali Bennett. Now, at least 17 Palestinians were arrested by Israeli forces and dozens more were assaulted and forcibly removed from the Damascus Gate Plaza leading to the city. Now, of course, this day commemorates the 1967 occupation of the city's eastern part. What was disturbing, though, about this was the chants of racism and supposed ethnic cleansing comments that came from the marchers. Now, joining me to discuss this, I'd like to welcome a familiar face here on ITV Networks, ABDULLAH GRIFAT, the Director General of MEZAAN. ABDULLAH, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you for having me again.
No, it's an absolute pleasure. Abdullah, we have to start off with, of course, those words that were used by the protesters. Astaghfirullah, death to Arabs, let's clean them out. And I'm just thinking to myself, we know what far-right political movements do, but this just took it to a whole new level, didn't it?
Yes, definitely. And those are only for us Palestinians, we hear this on a daily basis, one of the settlers even said wait for the second Nakba, right? And the Nakba, we know that 2/3 of the Palestinian population was displaced or killed, and 500 villages were destroyed, completely destroyed. So that's the mindset of the Israelis, because it's a state that's built on genocide, and they're not going to change in a day or two.
Yeah, and I think, just adding to that is Naftali Bennett, who's just come in. I mean, if you thought Benjamin Netanyahu was bad, this man is the worst of the evil that is there in terms of his comments and in terms of just what his ideologies are. And this just kind of fuels it, doesn't it, Abdullah?
Yes, definitely. Naftali Bennett, actually, as a matter of fact, he formed his party only in 2010, and they were about to be, kicked out of parliament because they didn't meet, the bar. But then, as the reports say, that he had to make some slogans, some, racist comments, and that what boosted his, credibility in the eyes of the Israeli, community. And that's why in the following elections, he got triple the amount of seats that he had previously, just because he became, in a way, more racist than he was before. And that just shows what type of society we are dealing with.
And, of course, adding on to what has happened in the last few weeks, Abdullah, in Sheikh al-Jarrah, the bombing of Gaza, one would have assumed that when the ceasefire comes in, from a humanitarian perspective, that the attacks would stop. Enter Tuesday, and the bombing of Gaza continues.
Yes, definitely. As we said before, that there is no such thing as ceasefire with Israel. Even though that they do claim that there's a ceasefire and whatever, but they never respect any type of agreements. They never respect any type of deals. The fact that the siege is still on Gaza, the fact that they are still, in Jerusalem, blocking certain roads, arresting Palestinians just for raising a Palestinian flag. They will target anybody. They will beat up, and they will even shoot any Palestinian who's raising Palestinian flag. That is an act of war. Right? There's no such a thing as ceasefire for Israel, because they interpret things differently than what we normal human beings interpret anywhere.
Abdullah, earlier on you were telling me, of course, that you were at a police station. I don't know if you want to share what had happened, but again, it just kind of adds to the crackdown by the Israeli security forces on Palestinians like yourself.
Yes, I spent 4 hours this morning at the police station. And funny enough, at the end, one of the officers asked me, how can you stay so calm? Don't you get frustrated with everything that's happening? I say, well, it's part of the psychological game that we play as well. We can't let them win. But, they arrested my brother last week, and then they confiscated all of our, they confiscated lots of our belongings, all of our computers at home, laptops, So I just went there with lawyers to follow up on my laptop, my personal laptop, because I need to leave the country soon. and they didn't want to release it. And I've been going there like for to the station for the past 3 days. Every single day I go there. I stay 4 or 5 hours, and they still refuse to give me my laptop. And they still refuse to give like my sister's laptop, my brother's. You know, my brother is only in grade 11, and there's nothing in his laptop because, you know, and my sister is in college as well. She's doing engineering, but you know, they don't care about, you know, how what goes in your mind, like that you need these stuff because it's your daily life, your homework, your work, everything is on these computers. But to them, it doesn't matter because all they want is just to disturb your life. That's all.
Abdullah GRIFAT, Director General of Al Mizan, I would like to say Jazakallah to you, and please do get some rest because you definitely do need it.
Thank you. Shukran so much, my brother.
Afwan, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And again, you know, just adding on to what had happened this week, and the crackdown continues in Palestine, and over something like a laptop, they'll just take it and, you know, sort of make your life a living hell. Well, we wish Abdullah all the best, and Abdullah, of course, is inshallah will be returning back to South Africa to continue his good work. Yeah, well, after the break, it will be our community news, so stay tuned.